Dennis Rodman is back in the U.S. talking about his surprise trip to North Korea. The retired basketball star spent 4 days touring the country and meeting with leader Kim Jong Un. Jan Crawford is in Washington. Jan, what a story. Good morning.
Good morning, Nora. Good morning, Charlie. Yeah, Rodman managed to do what no American diplomat or envoy has ever done, if you can believe this. He met face-to-face with one of the most reclusive leaders in the world. It is the first time that any American has been known to meet with the North Korean leader since he took over power in 2011. Dennis Rodman wrapped up his unexpected round of basketball diplomacy, but he didn't leave North Korea empty-handed. In an interview Sunday with ABC, the former NBA star delivered a message from leader Kim Jong Un.
He wants Obama to do one thing, call him.
He wants a call from President Obama?
That's right. He told me that. He said, if you can, Dennis, I don't want to do war. I don't want to do war. He loves basketball. Now, I said the same thing I said. Obama loves basketball. Let's start there.
Rodman visited Pyongyang last week with the Harlem Globetrotters basketball team and a camera crew for the HBO show Vice. During the short trip, Rodman got plenty of FaceTime with Kim, laughing courtside at a basketball game and sharing a meal with the man human rights groups call a tyrant.
I think that Kim Jong Un calculated correctly that if he brought in a basketball star, he not only would have a moment to go share his interest and hobby, but that he would get somebody who wouldn't lecture him on human rights, on setting off missile tests and underground nuclear tests, and he was right.
It was just a few weeks ago North Korea launched its third nuclear test. The regime then threatened miserable destruction if the U.S. and South Korea went ahead with planned military exercises. Still, Rodman says he's found a friend for life in Kim.
I don't condone what he does, but as far as a person to person, he's my friend.
In a statement, the White House National Security Council said instead of spending money on staging sporting events, the North Korean regime should focus on the well-being of its own people who have been starved, imprisoned, and denied their human rights. Now, after that interview with ABC, Rodman actually canceled an appearance with us here on CBS this morning. A spokesman said it was due to some scheduling issues. So, Charlie and Nora, who knows where he's going to be going next?
Yeah, but what's interesting about this, Jan, is that lots of people have been trying to see him, and so finally Dennis Rodman gets to see him. I mean, will there be any kind of follow-up to say, well, yes, you've talked to Dennis Rodman. How about talking to our assistant ambassador for the Far East or something? Well, our assistant secretary of state.
The statement from the National Security Council, I think, was very revealing. I mean, obviously, this was a staged event. That's how the White House is seeing that. That's what it was. Look at these photographs. I mean, it was almost like a publicity tour he put on, and Rodman was a player out there on that court.
But they've been turning down people like Bill Richardson and Eric Schmidt and others who have tried to see him when they went to North Korea. And now somebody does see him, and you would hope that there would be some way that somehow somebody who represents the government could get in to see him.
Right, although the pictures that came out of North Korea, that, you know, he's sitting there, the hugs, the exchanges, the testimonial yesterday on that interview with ABC suggests that the questions of sincerity, I think that you could certainly raise, Charlie.
Jan Crawford, thank you. And Charlie, clearly the State Department and the administration distancing themselves from Dennis Rodman in this whole thing.